Hey guys, welcome to CJ Market Watch Live, and today is the Wednesday and we are looking at BTC moving once again, right? So it's always this particular time when I'm doing my CJ Market Watch where you see the market moving. So it's kind of like a pretty good time, right? And sometimes it moves down, sometimes it moves up, and today the market decides to take a good turn, so we're heading up again. And I think there's a few things we need to understand. Why is the title called BTC Struggling at 3003? Now, it's not a clickbait thing, alright? So don't worry about that. It's really more of explaining what's happening at this particular range, and that's what's happening to the prices. The market is reacting to it. And I think whether or not we'll break down all of it, it's still a question at large, right? A lot of people are still wondering. A lot of analysts are saying there will be one more leg down. People are saying that we may still be going to $1,000 and so on and so forth. So there are many different ways and people interpreting different stuff. But one thing's for sure, that we know that adoption is still here, right? We know that dominance is still going up. So what exactly is happening in the market right now? I think the market in its whole entirety, everyone's confused, right? Everyone don't know where it's going. You see prices consolidating yesterday within that $100 range. No one knows where it's going. So you see, this is a huge struggle even for traders like us. You know, when we want to do intraday trade, we don't even know where to buy towards. We don't know where to short towards. It's difficult, and therefore we're just gonna give you certain scenarios of how things might play out. And through this, may you have a clearer direction on where BTC is heading as well. All right, let's go. So, of course, we're gonna be covering market watch, which is the market cap. Sorry. So we are now at $109 billion. When 24 hours volume is at 13 bill. And BTC dominance at 55%. So if you can clearly recall, on Monday, it was actually about 54.1 or 0.3%, right? So today we're at 55%. So we do see a slight increase in terms of the dominance. Now, that day, most of the different tokens that I was talking about was kind of green, but today you see mostly red. So it's a kind of like a reflection of how things are moving. Odds are not recovering as fast. We do see Binance token at 3.88% upside. Texos and certain random tokens, waves once again, they will start moving as well. Quantum did 1.99%. So many different tokens. This is what I say usually when you realize and you see that the market is not doing that well. You tend to see a huge red, a lot of different tokens being in red, while a few random tokens being in green, right? And no particular reason why they're just in green, right? Even the stable coins are not doing that well, right? It went down by 0.19%, USDC as well, and also Paxos 0.24. So it's kind of like telling you that, hey, no one gives a shit about stablecoin anymore. Everyone's in Bitcoin, and everyone's margin trading it. What is the proper reason why BTC dominance at a high? Is because people are still using margin to play, be it long or short, right? The question is, which direction should we be heading towards? That's the question that everyone has in their mind. And I think one article that really mentioned it, it's that Bitcoin dominance hit 3 months high as crypto market limps towards 2019. So we know that 2019 is just a few days away. If you want to be exact, it's about 18 days away or 19 days away. And we do see that, you know, this whole entire 2018 has been a bearish season. We haven't seen a huge upside. We haven't been seeing that at all, and I think a lot of different investors, traders per se, as long as you FOMO above $10,000 for Bitcoin's price at least, you won't be doing that well, right? You see your value of 70 to 80% being wiped out. Clearly, it isn't a pleasant feeling. I understand that, but I think what's important is to kind of understand what is happening, right? So what's happening now is that Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. So this particular article just kind of mentioned that, hey, you know, we have the huge market cap drop, all right, and as well as how Bitcoin is actually at a yearly low of near $3,200. Now, if you compare where it has come from 2016 all the way till now, which is 2016 when the end of the year was about 700 plus to 3,200, it's actually a very significant upside already. It's about 400 or 500% up if you think about it. But it's because the perspective of people is that we're looking at the peak and comparing it with now. Now, of course, then the price range would be huge. The discrepancy would be huge because you're looking at the high and comparing it now. Of course, it's a huge percentage drop. But if you're looking from the point of 2016 all the way till now, you realize that, hey, we are actually still in green. right? If that makes sense. Now, a lot of investors still remain confident. Now, this is the reason why we're struggling so much at $3,300 level, because there's a lot of different longs and buy orders between the range of $3,200 to $3,300, or even $3,000 to $3,200. Now, the reason why people are doing that is because that is the low that people interpreted, right? So a lot of people think that, hey, you know, this could be the low that BTC will see this year, and next year, 2019, a lot of people say that, hey, it will be a great year. Why? Because institutions are coming in, futures are being created, different blockchain adoption, different companies are adopting the blockchain, Bitcoin, whatever not, and so it's kind of looking at 2019 being a positive year, you know, in general. So what's happening now is that investors still remain confident. We're still seeing miners have a much more longer perspective, longer term. So they have existing investment equipment, and they usually purchase electricity long-term plan. So okay, blah blah blah. Yeah. So, and therefore, if they have to wait to become profitable in another 3 months, they have equipment in place. They're not turning it off now. The one reason why is because as a miner, right, once I get some Bitcoin, when I mine some Bitcoin, I cannot let it go until 3 months later, right? So I'll only receive my Bitcoin 3 months later. So they cannot really release that Bitcoin yet. And therefore, in order to retain the value of the Bitcoin, they are shorting the market. So I spoke about shorting by miners last week. And there's this article that talks about how mining industry actually it's under considerable stress. In fact, 1.3 million devices were switched off just in these few months. So we can see that Bitcoin hash rate drops as miners turn off older devices. All right, so there's a switch in devices. There's a lot of people selling their mining hardware, and this is already happening in the last few months. So as we know, Bitcoin hash rate has declined more than 31% since the beginning of November. That's a huge drop in hash rate, all right? And which is equivalent to 1.3 million M minor S9 miners being switched off. And thinking about it, if Bitcoin hash rate were to drop, it kind of just meant that certain hash rate has been shifted to kind of mine Bitcoin Cash ABC or BSV, right? So think about that for a while. Some of the hash rate shifting out from Bitcoin doesn't mean that they switch it off entirely. It could just mean that they've just switched to mining another token, right? Why is more profitable than it's what they're questioning. And so miners' revenue falling faster than Bitcoin's price. So it's harder because they have to pay electricity. They have to pay for operational costs. They have rental costs to pay. They have a lot more to pay. All right, so there's a burn rate for them as well. So okay, so the death spiral theory. Now in the 6-day period ending 3rd December, 21.8% fewer blocks than the expected 144 per day were found. Miners left the network before the difficulty adjusted, and as a result, fewer blocks were found. And therefore, in the short term, there was a 21.8% fall in mining incentives. All right, yeah. So you can see that estimate that all cryptocurrency miners, regardless of scale and overheads, are operating at a loss. Right, so even though some have hedged their profits by shorting, or at least trimmed losses by shorting the Bitcoin's price throughout the year. So this is the theory that's happening now. If miners are getting out of the market, and you have them shorting the market as well for their existing pool of Bitcoin, the market is still very, very pressured. So what can really turn the sentiment on is then the demand of Bitcoin once again. So this is a chicken and egg issue. It's a demand and supply issue. So if the demand is not there, the supply won't be there. So if the demand actually is the one that, so there's two ways to push prices, right? This is one economics 101, by the way. It's either a demand push or a supply pull. Now, this is what we meant by prices increases either by these forms, right? Demand push or supply pull. So if there's more demand for BTC, supply will need to support it. But now that if there's more demand and there's less miners, prices will tend to go up. But the issue now is both demand and supply is at a low, and therefore prices are very controlled or suppressed. Thinking about that, right? So only if, you know, how this whole thing will turn about is when the demand starts going up again, miners starts coming back to increase the supply to kind of balance up the prices, and the prices just keep on going slowly, steadily upwards. That is the only way. So the reason why we kind of predict that 2019 will be the year is because we are kind of saying that the next run or next bull run is due to a demand push bull run, meaning you say there's more demand coming, there's more institutions who want Bitcoin and what it can do, and therefore it's a demand push bullish returns, right, in that sense. And therefore miners can now come in and say, wow, the prices are getting higher, right? So maybe it's the right time to continue or start mining again. Now, The one thing that is not clear in this article is at least it doesn't mention which particular mining pools are suffering, right, or doing badly. Now I'm pretty sure all the smaller mining pools are not doing as well as compared to the larger mining pool, right? So it doesn't really say that way. Now, a quick one. Mike Novogratz actually said that he isn't giving up on Bitcoin. He also lost a significant amount of money, but he said that, hey, you know, some of the smartest people invest in crypto. Wow, that's saying us too, right? So, yeah. So anyway, yeah. So some of the smartest people in investing will think of it as a store of value. Now, the store of value factor is still a consideration here. Why? It's because if you say that gold is a store of value, I will agree, hands down. But if you talk about Bitcoin being a store of value, all I can say is that it's not tested yet. So something that's not tested, it's just a hypothesis. It's not proven, right? It's not a theory yet. It's just a hypothesis. So unless Bitcoin survives the next recession, it proves to be that the value retains or go up instead, much like a gold, then we can consider it as a digital gold, then we can consider it as a theory being formed. If not, it's still a hypothesis. So that is still questionable, to be honest. The true thing is whether or not the Bitcoin or the crypto bull run comes before the actual recession hits. All right, so that's my question. What will happen at that point in time? Now, so moving forward, we have to talk about Coinbase, okay, which is actually the Bitcoin Cash block details. Now, it's currently 0.5% more profitable to mine on a Bitcoin Cash. Therefore, you can see some minor shifting around. It's actually more expensive to transact in Bitcoin, and what we can see is the hash rate is still at a low. I think this is so this is just November till now, so it's still at a very low point. And so we can see via BTC also increasing their mining hash rate for Bitcoin Cash ABC. All right. Now, very quickly, just want to touch a little bit on the charts today. And I think there's practically nothing. How should I put it? There's nothing very significant to talk about because the market is still unsure where it wants to go. Now, what I've done for you here is I already sent this in Legacy and our elite group about 4 or 5 hours ago, and I was talking about how we are kind of just trapped in these rectangles here and there, and how Bitcoin's prices are just being controlled and suppressed, right? So if you think about it, this is just an hour chart. Sorry, it's a 4 hours chart. So we see the cloud being here heavily suppressing the prices. And you can see that what happened in the last few hours, at least for the last 20 hours, or you can say 24 hours, these 6 candles here make up a day. All right, so every candle represents 4 hours. So each candle here, 6 candles actually made up a day. Now what's happening is that we're just hovering between the range of 3,300 all the way to about 3,384. It has been like that for the last day. We're just going up and down, up and down, up and down. There's no much variation. There's no clear direction. And if you just talk about the trend itself, all right, so there's 2 things that we need to be looking at: the trend and also the price action. So for now, the trend, as of now, we're just looking at this point of view, is definitely a downward trend. Okay, we're just talking about trending wise in terms of how the chart is moving. But in terms of price action, we're kind of unsure where exactly it's heading towards. You can see a combination of doji, you can see a combination of reversal candle, and then kind of like a marubozu, but still not fixed. So the market is just a very confused state still. Now, the few resistance that we need to look out for is like 3389, 3390, where we have to break out into this particular range here in this rectangular box. Then we have the potential to head up to 3494. But once again, we're suppressed by the cloud, so we may just head down once again. Now, if a clearer direction comes in and we're closer to the weekends, maybe there's some downside on Thursday and Friday as we take profit out of the market. We may see some downside action heading towards the 3,200 levels. Now, the reason why this particular box was drawn this way is because I'm using the previous candle to kind of just give me a guideline on where to stop in terms of the support range. Now, I think last night in Singapore, we did see how Bitcoin actually went down all the way to about 3,280, 3,290 levels, and it just got bought back very quickly, and therefore you form a doji here. So it's kind of like just a telltale sign of where the longest, the BTC supporters are all lining up their order books, and they're just all here. And this is like heading into a cave, and you have a lot of goblins there waiting for you to jump on you or to pounce on you. It's much like that. So if you wanna, you wanna attack these caves of goblins, and you wanna walk in, confidently, wanting to short the market, kill them. but you just get killed by all the goblins that are just parking there, just waiting for you to come in and, you know, just steal your jewels or something like that. That's what's happening, right? So everyone's just waiting. So that whole long order is just there, very strong. You can just compare the order books of different exchanges, especially compare those that uses fiat to buy in, so you may have a clearer sign. But you do see a lot of order books are very heavy on $3,200 to about $3,300. And therefore the shorters are having a very difficult time to push down, and that's kind of what's happening in the market. So we have so much pressure being built up at $3,200 or $3,300 level. So the only chance that we can really do is to head up, and therefore we are kind of going up because the shorters tried, failed, tried a few times, failed, right? So it's kind of funny, but we are longing this now. Okay, so you can see how the people or the traders are longing, but still it hits resistance and it comes down. Why? Because there's not enough people supporting it. People still feel that price actions are being suppressed. The trend is still downward trending. You know, are we going to be recovering yet, right? We are heading into the festive season. Are people still trading? So there's so many questions that are right now in people's mind, and I absolutely think that the trading volume is kind of thin because everyone don't know where's the price gonna go, so everyone just leave it as that. Even in our own group per se, there are people that are going for holiday and just say, you know, we're just gonna just leave the account here. You know, we'll come back maybe next month or something, we'll check the account again. But as of now, they just kind of just say, hey, you know, we're just gonna take a holiday. So this is what's happening in the market. And as we draw closer to Christmas, I really don't know where we could go to. Honestly, you can draw as many waves, as many points, as many whatever you want to, but the cryptocurrency market is unique. It will decide its direction as based on demand and supply of the token itself, of Bitcoin itself. So the demand and supply will drive the prices of Bitcoin, and therefore then it can take a clearer direction. So my suggestion is not to do anything as of now unless we do break out of this rectangle box, or we see some movement, right? A clearer direction in terms of upward or downward trending. If not, it's always better not to be doing much. Okay, so as of now, we also kind of see a double bottom. It's a struggle, to be honest, to conclude this as a double bottom. But perhaps that's one of the reasons why we're heading up as well. Whether we'll break out or not, that's another question. So perhaps only if it breaks out of $3,390 level, then I can conclude that safely that, hey, you know, perhaps this was really a double bottom, right? If not, anything can happen. The cloud will still be suppressing the price slightly, so I'll still be observing the prices and before I make a decision on where to go exactly. All right, so there's many conspiracy you can think about. It's like trading now for BTC market. It's much like playing a mind games like Monopoly or like Mastermind kind of thing. You don't know what's the end game. You don't know what's the end result. You're just saying that, hey, ooh, maybe I should short now, right? Because the wicks show that the volume is weak, so maybe I should short. But then again, maybe this particular exchange wants to liquidate people, so they have a sudden candle pump and then we're all dead. So and it's just liquidating everyone. So think about it. It's like a huge mind games that you have to play sometimes. It's tiring. And so the one thing that you can do as a trader is to trade on confirmation, right? So confirmation means to trade only when you clearly have a clearer direction. You know where is the chart going to head towards, then make your move. All right, so trading styles totally up to you. Once again, not financial advice, but you decide how you want to play this game. All right, now let me just go to some questions here, see if there's anything. All right, hey guys, so anyway, yeah, so Murray say, I don't think 2019 will be a bull run. Yeah, so there are some analysts saying that 2019 may not be a bull run too, but you know, fingers crossed. I just wish and hope that it's gonna be a bull run, partly because if it does, we are ready, right, to move on to the next stage, which is to prepare the group for recession-proof things, right? We need to be prepared for recession. Then we can kind of guide our group when to take profit properly when the crypto bull run comes in, and then we can start preparing for what to do when there's a recession that's gonna come. All right, so guys, so if you guys want to know more about what CG is gonna be about or what we're gonna be doing in 2019, and of course what we will be sharing all the great piece of information and updates that we're gonna be doing in the future. This is the website that we have created. It's very, very beautiful, so you can explore. We have also posted all of our different videos inside here. It's updated almost daily. You have many articles here as well. You can click on about and you can find all of our particulars and details all here. Our whole team are here. And I think the best part is we have CG Protege launching very, very soon. So watch out for all of our different media sources. Gonna be some updates very soon. And if you like our contents, and if you like our contents, you like to subscribe to us, you want to see a weekly newsletter coming to your email with a lot of great information. We are also putting up some monthly newsletter. We'll also be planning on some great updates on the market itself, and we have some partnership with certain research labs that's able to provide certain details to us in the future. So if you would like to get some of the first-hand information on a weekly basis, do subscribe and join our newsletter here below. I hope you guys can see. Just key in your email and click on subscribe. Or you can connect with us on any of our channels and join our newsletter. We'll be giving you a newsletter almost every Monday. You receive some of the best information and best update that only you will be getting, because you are our dear subscribers. So these are just some of our clients and partners. All right. So I've come to the end of CG Market Watch Live on Wednesday. I will see you guys on Friday, and this time around on Friday there'll be a very special guest. He'll be the one hosting the show. It's gonna be quite exciting, I would say. There'll be certain updates coming on Friday as well. So you'll roughly be about the same time. So stay tuned. CG Market Watch Friday, and there'll be a special guest, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. Safe investing.